Have you ever felt an invisible current guiding everything that enters and leaves your life? Have you ever had the sensation that there's a mysterious language the universe understands, but which seems so distant from you? Stop for a second and take a deep breath. Because what I want to reveal to you isn't just another worn-out technique or a simple motivational tip. It's a key so ancient and powerful that whoever understands it will never live the same way again. You probably didn't get here by chance. There's a reason you're hearing every word that passes through your ears and echoes deep in your consciousness. Because it's not today that you've been trying to decipher this secret language of the universe. It's not today that you've been trying to align your energies to attract more abundance, more love, and more fulfillment into your life. Perhaps many times you've closed your eyes before sleeping and thought, why does it seem so hard? Why does it sometimes feel so distant, so unattainable? I know how that hurts. It's not a visible pain, it doesn't leave scars on the body, but it marks the soul. It's the frustration of someone who looks at their own life and doesn't understand why so much effort doesn't generate the expected changes. It's that dark night, before falling asleep, when doubts invade and seem so much greater than hope. If you understand what I'm talking about, don't give up. Don't look away. Don't seek a distraction to stop listening. Because tonight, here and now, something will happen. There's a phrase so simple and so powerful that it will open a door to a new way of living. And when you know it, when you make it alive and present before sleeping, everything around you will begin to change so clearly and strongly that it will seem like magic. I don't want to sell you a fantasy. I don't want to promise you a miraculous recipe. I want to guide you to an understanding so deep and so real that every fiber of your being will recognize this information as an ancient memory, so old that it seems etched into your cells even before you were born. Because the universe doesn't listen to your empty pleas. It doesn't listen to your doubts disguised as desires. It doesn't listen to your complaints cloaked in fear. The universe listens to one single language, the vibrational frequency of what you carry in your heart and in your words. The secret phrase I want to reveal isn't a simple combination of letters or sounds. No, it's an energetic signature so clear and alive that, when whispered every night, before sleep takes you into the depths of the unconscious, it begins to resonate through all the invisible parts of your being, and mysteriously and inevitably transforms every corner of your day. Don't expect a complicated formula or an exotic technique. What exists here is so simple it goes unnoticed. By most people, so simple it seems insignificant to those who don't understand how the universe works. And why tonight? Because tonight is when all forces come into balance. It's when the boundaries between the visible and the invisible become so thin that a single word, a single intention, can change the direction of your destiny. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't tell yourself, I'll try later. Later doesn't exist when we're dealing with such subtle and intense forces. Later is an illusion created to steal the magic of the present. Before continuing, I want to ask you for a simple action. If what you've heard so far touches your heart and resonates with your truth, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next revelations we're preparing for you. It's not for vanity or numbers, but so that this current of light and transformation reaches more people who, like you, are seeking real and profound change. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to transform this night into the landmark of a new phase of your life, take a look at the link I left in the first pinned comment. It's not just information, but a living key, a path for those who wish not only to know the secret language of the universe, but to master it to recreate their own reality. The last revelation, the most powerful of all, won't just open a door. It will reveal who you truly are and show you how to use every thought, every word, and every beat of your heart to align all the forces around you. Expect nothing less than a transformation so vivid and clear that there's no turning back. Wait, don't look away, because soon, as the night listens to each of your intentions, this simple and powerful phrase will come to life to transform the invisible into the visible, and make the impossible so close that you'll be able to touch it with your own hands. If this connection has stirred something within you, don't wait any longer. Secure your place in this current and take the first step to make every night a seed of miracles and every day a harvest of achievements. The link is in the first pinned comment. The universe doesn't wait. Don't wait for it. Continue with me, because what comes next isn't just a revelation, but a shift in frequency so profound that it will resonate throughout your entire life. Do you feel it? There's an energy so present in the environment, so alive, so clear, so ancient, and so new at the same time that it seems to pulsate at the exact moment your eyelids grow heavier before sleeping. It's not just any energy. It's not a current lost in the chaos of daily life. It's the energy of the night, so ancient and mysterious that all civilizations tried to decipher it. Because it's not the lights of day that make connection with the invisible possible, but the absolute silence of the night, when all things seem to rest, and the line separating the visible and the invisible becomes so thin that it seems to vanish. Is in this very special instant that the seeds of manifestation are planted, not with hands or visible action, but with a word so simple and so charged with intention that it resonates in the depths of the soul and imprints a vibrational signature on the universe. It's not a word to ask, it's not a word to beg, it's not a word to try to convince a greater force to give you what you desire. No, it's a word to recognize, to declare, and to activate what already exists, but which is dormant within you and in the invisible field that surrounds you. Think for a moment about the nights that have passed. How many times did you go to sleep carrying frustrations, doubts, and fear? How many times did you whisper to yourself all the things that didn't work out, all the difficulties you couldn't find a solution for? The universe listens to all your words, but it doesn't understand your justifications. It understands the frequency that emanates from your heart. It understands the energy with which your cells vibrate when your thought and your emotions come into sync. It's not mechanical prayers or desperate pleas that move the invisible forces. It's the feeling, not the asking, that draws the map for tomorrow. And that's why this phrase, so simple, so ancient, and so powerful, couldn't come at any other time. Couldn't be uttered under any other climate or at any other hour than night. Because when the day falls silent, when the sunlight gives way to the mysterious light of the stars, all subtle forces come into perfect alignment to receive the vibrational signature of your words. In that rare and sacred instant, it's not your name, not your face, not your achievements or defeats that stand out for the universe. It's the exact frequency of your desire, clear and vibrant, so clear that it leaves no doubt in the invisible fabric of the cosmos. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine all the things you wish to achieve taking form around you. Not with haste, not with anxiety, but with the calm and certainty of someone who understands that all things are possible when we vibrate at the right tone. Because there is no distance for those who learn to transform desire into energy and energy into reality. There is no impossible for those who understand that the universe does not give what we ask with desperation, but what we are and vibrate with intensity and clarity. The secret phrase doesn't carry superficial magic. It doesn't carry a ritualistic formula. It doesn't carry an instruction to bend invisible forces to your will. The secret isn't in the letters, but in the vibrational state you access when you utter it every night, before surrendering to rest and absolute silence. Because it is in that exact moment that all beliefs, all restraints, and all memories come to rest and open a crack to receive a new seed of reality. Before revealing it, I want you to understand one last and powerful lesson. All the difficulties you face are not external forces fighting against you. They are internal forces asking to be heard, forces that no longer know how to communicate and end up cloaking themselves in pain and conflict to try to receive the necessary attention. Fear doesn't want to destroy you, it wants to alert you to something that hasn't been seen. Doubt doesn't want to trap you. It wants to show you the way to a clearer and stronger certainty. Scarcity doesn't want to condemn you. It wants to show you that, behind it, there is an infinite source of unaccessed abundance. Tonight won't be just another night. It won't be another night to simply turn off all the lights and wait for any uncertain tomorrow. Tonight will be the night when every beat of your heart, every breath, and every thought come into sync to launch a frequency so clear and powerful that the universe cannot ignore it. Not by human command, not by a plea, but by a resonance so clear and strong that all invisible forces align to open paths and make what seemed so distant a reality. And when that phrase is spoken, don't say it like someone who's trying. Say it like someone who knows. Don't say it like someone who's waiting. Say it like someone who's receiving. Don't say it like someone who desires. Say it like someone who gives thanks for what, in the absolute silence of the invisible, already exists and is only waiting to flourish in the visible. Because that is the secret language of the universe, so clear and so ancient that all subtle forces recognize it and respond without delay. The phrase doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need exact pronunciation to reveal its absolute power. Its potency doesn't lie in the exact sound, but in the absolute understanding of what you are saying and what you are choosing to make real. Because it's not isolated words that make magic possible, but the vibrational energy behind them, the energy with which they are cloaked and launched into the universe. And tonight, before closing your eyes and allowing all the forces of the day to give way to the ancient mystery of rest and silence, say to yourself, say to all the cells of your body and to all the invisible forces around you, I am the source and the reflection of all my realizations. Don't say it like someone trying to convince a wall. Say it like someone presenting a signature so clear and so unique that it could represent nothing other than who you truly are. Because this simple, profound, and mysterious declaration does not try to ask or plead. It does not try to force or convince. It does not try to conquer or attract. This declaration recognizes, this declaration concludes, this declaration seals in the invisible field the absolute decision of someone who understands that there is no division between who desires and who receives. Repeat it every night. Don't expect visible changes too quickly so you don't lose faith prematurely. Don't say it to try and verify if it works. Say it to make that energy so present and alive in all your cells and in all the paths you take that the universe will have no other option but to respond, not out of whim or privilege, but out of pure and simple resonance. And so the change begins, not with fanfare, not with fireworks, not with empty promises. It begins in absolute and mysterious silence, when all invisible forces come into sync to transform a simple night into the absolute landmark of a new phase of your life. If this understanding has touched you deeply and opened a new perception, don't keep it to yourself. There's a living and luminous current of people just like you, who are seeking not a superficial change, but a transformation so clear and alive that it leaves no doubt. Therefore, take a look at the link in the first pinned comment. Don't wait any longer to transform this unique night into the starting point of a new era for you. And when tomorrow awakens and you open your eyes to receive all the possibilities that once seemed so distant, don't say it was luck. Don't say it was chance. Say it was a clear and direct consequence of the absolute understanding of someone who discovered and activated the secret language that the universe not only hears, but understands and responds to. This night doesn't mark a simple ritual or a simple repetition of words. It marks the absolute understanding and clear activation of someone who begins to communicate with all invisible forces, no longer as one who desires, but as one who already is. Because at the exact instant this understanding blossoms in your heart, all boundaries between the possible and the impossible disappear. All forces come into alignment, and all planted seeds come to life to flourish in the exact ground that once seemed so arid. If this connection vibrated so strongly in your chest, don't wait any longer. Don't say later, don't say tomorrow. The link to continue this vivid transformation is in the first pinned comment, because this night doesn't wait for those who doubt. This night blossoms for those who understand, for those who receive, and for those who, above all, begin to vibrate so intensely in the exact tone of the universe that there is no other option for all the invisible forces around them, but to respond with all the blessings and all the miracles so intensely awaited. Continue with me, because the last revelation, the most powerful and mysterious of all, is about to happen. And when it does, there will be no more doubt, no more fear, and no more boundary between who desires and who receives. This night is not just another night. It is the night when all things can finally begin to happen. And so, after traversing all the invisible paths of understanding and recognizing all the subtle forces that vibrate in the absolute silence of the night, you understand that it's not just about a phrase. It's not about a simple technique or a sequence of sounds put in order to try to convince the universe to give you what you desire. No. It's about who you choose to be when all the lights go out, when all the masks fall, and when all doubts are left behind. It's about a vibrational signature so clear and so alive that it doesn't need to ask, doesn't need to plead, doesn't need to try to convince anything or anyone. Because this signature doesn't try, doesn't desire, doesn't wait. This signature simply is. This night was not made for those who seek miracles in the dark, but for those who understand that the miracle is not in the dark, not in tomorrow or later, not in empty promises and scattered attempts. The miracle is not in things or situations. The miracle is in the absolute understanding of who you become when you begin to vibrate at the exact tone and frequency of all the invisible forces that govern the universe. Don't wait for a change to happen to believe. Believe so intensely and so clearly that the change has no other option but to happen. Remember, all visible things are born in the invisible before taking form. All your difficulties, all your achievements, all your losses, and all your victories are not isolated and scattered facts in the chaos of everyday life. They are echoes. They are responses. They are perfect mirrors of who you chose to be and how you chose to vibrate with every beat of your heart and every thought that inhabits your mind before falling asleep. This night does not merely mark a revelation. It does not merely mark a shift in perspective or a spiritual technique to attract what you desire. This night marks a decision so clear and so alive that there is no turning back. Because once you understand who we are, once we feel in the innermost part of our being that all invisible forces are not against us, but waiting for a single clear and defined vibrational signature, there is no more doubt, no more division, no more boundary between who desires and who receives. And so a new phase begins, not tomorrow, not after a long wait, or after an exhaustive battle against the unknown. It begins now, while your last doubts come to rest and all invisible forces align to receive the clear and living signature of one who understands the secret language of the universe. This night was not made for those who give up before trying. It was not made for those who seek a quick recipe so they don't have to change. This night was made for those who understand that it is not difficulties or frustrations that make things impossible, but the energy with which they enter the invisible field and try to shape it. Because the universe does not give what we ask, with desperation, or what we cry out for with insecurity. The universe does not give what we try to convince or force to happen. The universe gives what we are, what we vibrate, and what we feel so intensely and so clearly that all the forces around you have no other option but to collaborate, to make visible what once seemed so distant. The last revelation is not in the exact words. It is not in the ritual or the method. It is not in a simple spiritual technique to attract miracles every night. The last revelation is in the absolute understanding of one who understands that every night is nothing more than a blank canvas, Every thought is nothing more than a brushstroke, and every heartbeat is nothing more than an invisible signature. In the perfect picture that the universe understands and reproduces without delay. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next revelations. So clear and so profound, to transform every night and every day into a new phase of realization and absolute understanding. Because this night was not made for those who try or desire. It was made for those who understand and receive. For those who understand and sign so intensely and so clearly that all invisible forces have no other option but to respond, not out of whim or chance, but out of simple and absolute understanding of what was born to happen.